Today I'll be doing a video on the Channel Catfish. It is another one of my videos in the underrated fish series that I've been doing that everybody seems to like. So I'm going to keep on doing it. This is in my 125 bass native game fish tank, formerly the bass tank. Here is the bass that he lives with. Now, as you guys know, I love Channel Catfish. I keep a lot of them. And first, there is my one Channel Catfish fighter, who was featured in My Fish Was Bitten Half, Zombie Fish, and My Pet Channel Catfish. He was a catfish that got bitten half by my smallmouth bass, Atomic Bomb. So yeah, he got bitten in half by this fish, because he was a little bit too small. So then I got another one, which was about like 10 inches maybe, and that guy for unknown causes died. He just one day just was dead. So I don't really know what happened there. And then I got this guy who, as you can see, is just completely massive. And the one that somehow just randomly died, he was featured in, got almost 1,000 views. It was like my huge Channel Catfish gets like put in the tank, and then this guy's already been in a couple of videos. So yeah, shoot me comment on this video if you want to see more content with him. I'm thinking about doing some live feedings with him, but I know that's not what you guys want to watch. So without further ado, let's get started. So first I'm going to talk about tank size. 500 gallons for a small full-grown one, but really long-term you're going to want to do 1,000 gallon, probably a pond, because these fish can't overwinter. Now, it really depends on how big yours is, but I'm really going to say for a full-grown one, you should probably put it in a big pond system, and don't release them into the wild unless you have to. Try to find it a good home. Now, next I'm going to talk about why these fish are underrated. And you might be saying, well, they can't be that underrated. I mean, they aren't like the best fish for your tank considering their size. You're right. But many people are looking for monster catfish, but simply can't get a tank big enough. Well, because these guys can be eventually kept in that pond, you can get a monster catfish, but eventually have room for it because you can just transfer it with a pond, which is a lot less expensive than a tank. So that makes them easier. They're also just a very cool fish to add to your native fish collection. And as you can see, he's kind of moving there. Now, one thing I do have to be warned is you can't really keep them with a lot of native fish once they're full grown. So tank mate wise, cold water, I'm going to say koi, bass, very large goldfish, and like humongous bluegill, you might still be taking a risk. Try to not keep them with bottom dwellers unless those bottom dwellers are really big or other channel cats. But what these guys are really good for is a cleanup crew in your koi pond. Now, if you were looking for a crystal clean koi pond, these guys might not be for you. Because of their incredible size, they can stir up some dirt. Atomic Bomb, the bass, is looking at us, but I'll get back to the Channel Catfish. Next, I'm going to talk about temperature. They can be kept in, definitely they can be kept in warmer water than most native fish. They can be kept in around, you could probably go up to 80, maybe 85 if you're lucky, but I wouldn't really push it too much. And so yeah, that's about the temperature, and you can keep them with cichlids and such, just as long as they can't fit them in their mouth, and as long as whatever's being kept with them is not too aggressive. Now, availability-wise, they are not too hard to find, but you're not just going to go to your PetSmart to find them. The most common thing you'll find is actually the albino variant. They are also very common around lakes and streams, and you can wild catch yours too, if that's what you will prefer. But yes, they are amazing fish. So yeah. Next, I'm going to talk about behavior. Now, like most catfish, they're very shy and nocturnal, so you're going to feed them once in the night. I always feed my fish towards the end of the day, then shut off their lights and feed my nocturnal fish. You may have different schedules. Just remember to accommodate the fact especially if you're keeping them with aggressive fish like bass. You really want to be careful. Next, I'm just going to talk a quick segment on size. This is the most key part because these guys can get up to around 60 pounds and almost 5 feet. So these guys can get massive. I think the record was like 4 feet, 7 inches, and 58 pounds. And they can probably get bigger. There probably is a record catfish just waiting to be caught or grown out by maybe one of you guys. Maybe one of you guys will be the one to grow out the record channel cat that breaks the record at and it's like a 60 pound. Who knows? But all I can say is these fish are humongous, and you have to expect it to grow 4 feet. If it doesn't grow 4 feet, then you have some extra room. If it does, you'll be glad that you did have that extra room for it. So yes. Next, I'm going to talk about vision. Unlike most catfish, these guys have incredibly good vision, which can sometimes lead to people thinking they're starting to develop Popeye. They do have larger eyes, and they can see you very well. They also have barbels and thousands of taste buds on the outside of their body. And so, yeah. And when it comes to feeding, they'll really eat anything, including other fish. Do not keep them with small fish. Many people will tell you they're just bottom dwellers. That is not true. These guys are aggressive predators and will eat the most things in your tank. As it goes to decorations, as you can see, I have a lot of plants. I'll let you know how that goes, but they do move around your decorations a little bit just from pure size, so definitely be careful about that. Next, I'm going to talk about just some colorations and, description. So down there is the anal fin. Now, if it's more rounded, if it's channel catfish. If it's more flat, then it's a blue catfish, which grow much bigger, and I do not recommend you keeping as a pet. So, yeah, they have barbels. They're kind of a thicker bodied, and they have almost a shark-like body. They're very fast, and the younger ones have spots, and as they older, they get less and less spots. They are blue to olive to sometimes even a grayish color. And they're very shark-like fins. You have to be careful because these are spines. Their barbels are harmless, but their spines can inflict some serious wounds. It won't kill you, but it'll hurt really bad. So next I'm going to talk about hides. Now this is probably the most important part because you're going to be spending a pretty penny on hides. This costs about a couple $100 for this whole hide setup because of just how much they need. I mean, this isn't even going to suit him for the rest of his life. I mean, you might be spending hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars for a larger channel cat's hides. I mean, they need a place to hide, and that can sometimes cost a lot of money. So definitely be prepared. These fish are a big investment, and you definitely need a lot of filtration because these guys will definitely put a big bio load on your tank. Yes, so I would say weekly water changes. So yeah, these are an amazing fish, and you can do live feedings with them, which I expect to do with this guy in the future. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to do more content on this. But real quick, I just want to talk about one more thing. I do want to talk about my other channel catfish named Fighter. This guy's name is Destroyer. And Fighter was a catfish bitten in half by none other than this guy, the evil one. But, so because of that, because of that, I do have a disabled fish. You can see many videos of him. And yeah, so I'm really hoping he's healing up and he's doing pretty good. But I just thought I'd talk about this because this is a video about channel catfish. Anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe. So yeah, just one more quick thing. I have a channel recommendation, Toaster Shorts 09. It's a great channel. I love to watch it, and I'm looking forward to do some collabs with him in the future. So stay tuned on his channel. He just moved a little bit. Anyways, goodbye.